Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is Python tutorial for absolute beginners. So if you have never done programming in your life, then also this video will help you. And in this video, we will start learning Python from very scratch. No prerequisite is there. Okay, so without any further delay, we can start. So basically Python is a general purpose programming language. It means we can use Python for different tasks. And it is most popular programming language in 2022. So if you are planning to learn Python, it will be very helpful for you. Now let us see the domain. So after learning Python, what all you can do. So these are the different fields which you can start working on after just learning the Python. So this is good start for you. So just be with me throughout this video. And this video will consider you as a absolute beginners. Okay, so no problem, don't take any tension. I will start from very scratch. So these are the domains which you can work after learning Python. So you can go through the list. All up-to-date technologies are there. Machine learning, AI is there, web development, game development. So all you can accomplish with the help of this programming language, and which is very popular nowadays in 2022. Okay, so now just go through the prerequisite. So since we are going to execute Python, so we need some prerequisite. So the first one is you should have Python installed in your system. And the second one is you should have a code editor or IDE. Now these are the example of some of IDE or code editor, PyCharm, VS Code, etc. So these two prerequisite you should have. But even if you do not have, no problem. There is an alternate solution. So if you are not having the above, you can use any online Python IDE. So this is very simple. Just open your browser and just write online Python IDE and hit enter. It will list a lots of IDE for Python. So just use anyone and we can start going. So that's simple. No need to download anything, no need to install anything. You can use any online IDE and both are same. Okay. So but if you are having these, then you can start using. I will be using Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So without any further delay, let's begin. Okay, so this is Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so no need to know how to use this. I just concentrate on Python code. So before learning Python, we will learn comments. So as you can see, comments are used to explain code. This is a single line comment. So in Python programming language, if we start a word with this hash symbol, it will be considered as a comment. And comment are not real code and hence not executed. It means suppose I am writing a code. So after writing a code, we need to explain this. So that suppose I see the same code after suppose 2 months or 3 months, then sometime it happens that we ourselves forget it. So that this code was doing. So we use comments. We write something. Just like we make a rough copy, similarly we use comments to write so that we can use this for future. So these are not real code. And to write a comment, you have to just use hash symbol. Just start a sentence with hash and it will be considered as a comment. So this is not a code. Okay. Now moving to the first topic, which is variables. So as you can see, I have written this definition using the comment. So if I remove this hash symbol, it will be considered as a code. But if this symbol is there, it means it is a comment. So and I will suggest you to use comment very much or frequently to make the code understandable. Even suppose some other person will see your code, then they will understand what this thing is doing. So better to use comment. Okay, now enough about comment. Now we will start coding. So the first thing is variable. So variable are used to store data. Okay. So see, we are learning Python, we are learning programming. So we will be working with lots of data. So there should be something to store that data. Okay. So just like suppose we all are having our name. Now why that name are given? So that someone can call you, then you will respond. Similarly, to store the data, we need a variable or a name, so that further in future again if I have to use that number, we will use that name. Okay, so just like in mathematics, we say that x equals to 10, y equals to 20. So x and y, what is called? Variables. So similarly in Python also these are called variables. So this is how to create a variable. So see this example. So the first variable I have written is John age. So this is a variable, just a name, and John age equals to 20. It means I am giving a value to the John age variable. Okay, and similarly there is another variable I have given a name as price, and this is price. So all these two values are stored in a variable. This is just like a name. Now what is the benefit of storing? Because without storing, how can we use it? Okay, so as simple as that. Now suppose I have written this thing and now I have to run it. So I will just hit here, and this command has a run. Now the next command is print. Okay, so the first one was variable, and variable is used to store data. So whenever we have to store something, we will use a name. Okay, just any name you can give, A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, but try giving a useful name so that we can remember it. Now the next one is print. So print is used to display message, but we will see print in detail. But for now, just print is used to display anything. Whatever we will give inside print, it will display it. So now see what happens. Suppose when I click on run, we can see it printed 20. So inside you have to print something, you have to just write print and then bracket, this bracket, and then you have to write whatever variable name you have written. So if I have written John age, then it will display its value. Okay, because John age I have given a value 20, so it will display it. So this is print, and this variable will store it for future also. Suppose my code has suppose I'm here after writing hundreds of line of code, again I have to recall the value. So I will just say John age, print John age, and 20 will be printed. Okay, now see, so that was to print it. Okay, now similarly if you want to print price, so there is a value associated with price, and if I print price, let me click on run, it will display its value. Now why it is called variable? So by definition only variable means it is not fixed, we can change this. So let me show you how to change this. So let's say I want to change the value of price to a new value 100. Okay, so I have to write price equals to 100. So initially it was 67.9, and now suppose I want to change it, so I will just write price equals to 100. Now if I will print it, let's see what it will print. So just click on run. Yeah, here you have to click on run. Oh sorry, at first I have to execute this. Yeah, now when I click on here, you can see the value 100 is printed. That's why it is called variable, means it is not fixed, it is according to our need. If you want to change that value, we can change it anytime. So initially it was 67.9, but I changed it to 100, and now if I print it, 100 will be printed, and this value has been lost. So that's why it is called variable. It is not fixed, it is not constant. So this was, I think, all about variable. So keep one thing in mind, variable is used to store data, that's all. If you have to store something, we will give a name to it so that we can use it in future, that's all. Now see one more thing. Now there are some convention in the name. So this is a name, but it's not that I will give any name. No, there is some convention, so we will go through it. Okay, so the variable name can only contains alphabets, numbers, and underscore. So these three things only variable name will contain. Alphabet A to Z, either in capital or in small. Number we can use, or underscore we can use. And if we try to use any another thing, I mean suppose any symbol or anything like that, it will give an error. Okay, so let me try this. Suppose I give something, suppose a symbol at the rate, and now if I will try to run it, we can see type error. Okay, so it will throw error because we cannot use symbol. Okay, so keep one thing, this thing in mind. Only you have to use this alphabets or numbers or underscore. This symbol is called underscore. Okay, these three things only you have to use it. Now the next condition is variable name cannot start with a number, it must start with underscore or alphabets. So at first you have to keep in mind that three things we can use, and the first letter means starting will not be from number. So if you see these variables all started from a letter, no number is there. But suppose I give a number to price, and if I click on run, again it will throw error. Okay, so never start it with a number. We can use number in between. If I write like this, there will be no error, but starting will not be containing a number. So this was another one. Now see, variable name are case sensitive and space not allowed. Case sensitive basically means capital letter and small letter both will be considered as different thing. So suppose I declared a variable price equals to 100, and again I declared another variable, but in this case I will keep p in caps and equals to 200. Now see, if you will see that this is also price, this is also price, but not. This is the first character here, first letter is in small, but here first letter it is in caps. So both will be considered different variable. Okay, so that it is saying. Okay, and we can see this also. Let me write print price, and if I click run, at first I have to run this, yeah, and then if I click here run, you can see the value. Both are price. You will say that both are price, then why different value? Because this is in small letter and this p in capital letter, and this price is 100, this price is 200. So both will be considered different. Keep this in mind. So variable name are case sensitive and space not allowed. Okay, so this is important one. Okay, so if you see carefully, in John age I have used underscore, not space, because space is not allowed. As you can see initially, it should only contain alphabet, number or underscore, no space. So whenever you have to suppose give a space, so instead of space try giving underscore. Now suppose I remove underscore and just give space, and if I run it, it will throw error, invalid in syntax. So never you use space. Okay, now run it. Yeah, so these were the few things. Now another thing is variable name can be of any length. Now this is not fixed that what length. You can use any length, any large value, large name you can use. And the last one is the reserved word cannot be used as variable name. So see, there are some words which is reserved. Now these words I have given the example. These words are fixed for certain task in Python. So how you can use that? So suppose there are 4, so it is used for loop, for loop. Now if I will give a variable name as 4, Python will the interpreter will be confused. So these things you cannot use as variable name. Okay. Now you will say that will I have to remember this? No. So basically what will happen when you will start coding, then you will get familiar with all this term, and you will not use it. But one shortcut like thing is that suppose let me try using something. So 4. So try giving a variable name as 4. So 4 equals to 90. Now see the difference. When I have written 4, then it has been highlighted, but these variable names were not highlighted. So we can get some hint also. Okay. So nowadays IDE or compiler are very intelligent. They will give you a hint. But even if they don't give you a hint, we can after in practice we will be familiar that these are keywords. Okay. So no problem in that. So these bear some convention which you have to follow. So go through it. You can take screenshot. These are some convention for writing a variable name. So this was all about variable. Now moving to next, which is data type. Now see, variable we have seen which will be store data. So now we have to see data type. So there are different data types, because see nowadays we will be working with lots of data. So data type is also a lot in number. Okay. So we will go through each data type one by one. Yeah. So till now we have seen variable. Just one thing, that to store a data we need a variable, and we can use any name for variable, but keep some convention in mind. That's all. Now coming to the data type. So the first data type is integer data type. Okay. So let's see what is. So this integer is same as in mathematics. We have seen integers means negative number, 0 and positive number. That's all. So whenever we use any negative number or 0 or positive number, it will be considered as integer data type. Now how to confirm this? So basically to see a type of data, means data type, you have to just write type and then variable name. It will display the data type, and we will print it. Okay, so just write type and then variable name. So let's say I want to see the type of v1, this variable, I want to see the type. So we will just write this, and similarly for v2 and v3, and we can see the result. Both all are int. Int means basically integer is called int. Okay, now why it is class? So see, basically in Python everything is object, and the class associated with it is class. So that's why it is called class. So no, now you have to not worry about what is class. Just see that all these are of type integer. So integer means negative number, 0 or positive number. And one more thing, it can be of any large. Now if someone, or if you have some experience in C or C++, then you can see here, there we have to explicitly give it, like will it be integer or long int, long int. So there were lots of problem. But in Python, no problem, whatever long it can be, number can be, there is no problem, Python will take care of it. So that's why it is very popular. So you can use any large number for either in negative or in positive. So these are integer data type. I think it is very easy. Now moving to the float data type. So float data type is basically, if you use a number which is a decimal or fraction, then it will be considered as float data type. So I have given 3 examples, v4, v5 and then v6. Okay, yeah, so v4, v5 and then v6. So these I have used. Now see, decimal or fraction. So the first one I have given a decimal number, second one I have given a decimal but positive number, and this one is negative. And the third variable I have declared using a fraction. And print, after printing the types of v4, v5, v6, we can see all is of type float. Yeah, I can again run it. Yeah, so you can see it is of type float. So this is also very easy. Anything having decimal or fraction will be float data type. That's all. Okay, so moving to the next data type, which is complex data type. So just like in mathematics, we have used complex number. In I think in 11, 12 or in high school, we have seen this complex number. So the same is here. If you use a complex number, it will be of type complex. And complex number is basically, I think all of you might be aware, it is basically this imaginary part and then real part. So so I've given these 2 examples of complex data type, and after printing the type we can see all are of complex. Now coming to the important one, which is string data type, which we will be using a lot, so keep attention here. Okay, so string data type is basically, it is a collection of one or more Unicode character put in single, double or triple quotes. So keep this in mind. It is a collection of one or more Unicode characters. What does this mean? So Unicode character basically means any character that we use generally comes under Unicode. So you do not have to worry about which character. Whatever character we use, means you can think of, will come under Unicode character. So basically string will consist of all characters that you can think of, but it should be inside single quote, double quote or triple quotes. So let us see the example. Okay, so I have declared this 4 variable, v9, v10, v11, v12. You can use any name we have seen previously for the variable name. Okay, and I have declared the string using 4 types. In the first one I have used single quotes, in second one double quote is there, and in third one triple quote is there, single triple quote, and fourth one is double triple quotes. And if we can see the type of v9, v10, v11, v12, it has printed str, means str means a string. So all are of type string. So whenever you have to create string, you have just enclose it inside single quote or double quote or triple quote. Okay, now see another thing. Inside single quote you can see I've used different characters. So as we have seen, Unicode character will be any Unicode character. So all the character that you can think of, you can use inside string, and it will be considered as string. Now we can see we have used alphabet, I've used number also, different symbol also. Okay, so anything you can, but it should be under quotes. Now the second one is I've used double quotes, but see one thing, inside this there is again a single quote. So whenever you have to use the word like this, aren't, in which single quote is there, try using double quotes outside, because if we use single quote outside also, let me use this, it will throw error. Okay, because this single quote and this single quote will be considered as completed and it will throw error. Let me run it. Yeah, see, invalid syntax. So whenever we have a word, something in which single quote is inside, then you have to give double quote outside. Okay, yeah. So any string in which you are planning to, or word in which we have single quote inside, then give double quote outside, because if you will give a single quote outside, then it will create problem. Okay, so this is another thing. Now this one is, if you will be using triple quotes, then we can give multi-line string. Okay, but in this case using double quotes we cannot give multi-line. So let me change the line. Now see, and if I click run, it will throw error. Okay, so if you want to give a string which is multi-line, then we cannot use double quotes, we have to use triple quotes to use a multi-line string. Now you can see in this case hello world, we have changed the line. Similarly in double quotes also we can change the line. So these two are used for multi-line. Okay, multi-line string. Now if I hit run, there will be no problem. Okay, we can see there is line change. So if you planning to use a string which is of multiple line, we have to use triple quotes. Okay, so this is very easy. Moving to next. Yeah, this one is important, please pay attention. So let's say I have to access a character in string. So see, string will be there, but there are different operation on string. Suppose I have to access a certain character, then how to do this? Okay, so see how this goes. So basically I have written this education, what the variable I have declared here, I have written it here. There is a string called education. Now to access a index, at first you have to learn how indexing work. So basically in Python, indexing start from 0. See, we generally think that it should start from 1, means we generally say that it is word 1, it is letter 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, but in Python it start from 0. So keep this thing in mind. Okay, means as a beginner people generally forget it. Means if I ask which is index 1, then they will say E, but index 1 is D, because it start from 0. So indexing start from 0 and then 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. And there is one more way of indexing, which is negative number. This is like this, start from the last and -1, -2, -3. So both indexing are correct, either you can use this one or this one. Now see, suppose I have to get the character which is at index 0. So I have to write like this. Suppose I have to print this, then print and then name of the variable which is var1, and then this square bracket and then which index number you want to get. So suppose I want to get the character as 0th index and I want to get the character as -6th index. -6 means -1, -2, -3, -6 is C. Now let me run this. Okay, before running this I have to run this also. Okay, yeah, so var1 and then run this. Yeah, we can see we got E and then C. E is for var1 0, 0 is here and 0 means E. So we got E, and -6, where is -6? -6 is C, we got C. So suppose I want to get index at third index, which character is at index 3? So let me see, just give 3 and then run it. Yeah, we can get C, 3 means C. Similarly we can get for suppose 8. I want to get which character is at index 8. Run it, we got N. So this is very easy, and keep indexing in mind, we will be using frequently. So keep indexing in mind that indexing start from 0. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3 like this, and to get the value we have to just use square bracket and then index. That's it. Okay, so similarly var1 index 9. Now see, the problem is, suppose I run this, what will happen? Now listen carefully. Suppose I run this, what will happen? You should say it. Okay, so I want to get the character at index 9. Now if we will see that where is 9, it ends at 8, where is 9? There is no 9, so it should give error, and it will give error. Okay, let me run it. Yeah, see, string index out of range. So if you will be giving any index which is out of range, it will throw error. But if I will give 8, it will not throw error, because on 8 n is there. Okay, so that's all. Now see another thing. Now we will see slicing. So see, means here we just we have seen that to get a character, means at certain index only one character. Now what if I want to get character from here to here, means a range of character? How to get that? So for that there is a method called slicing. Slicing means cutting. So if there is a string, I will cut it from here to here or here to here, so that we can get a part of it. So this is called slicing. Now we will see how to do slicing. This is very important. Okay, so take care. Okay, so listen carefully. So how to do slicing? So for slicing we have to use three things. Okay, if we can see here, I've done print var1 and then this square bracket, and then I have written these three things. What does this mean? So three things is, the first index will be start. Suppose if I have to slice something, then I will give like I will cut like 1 and then 2, so that I can get a part of it. So there will so it will be a start and then stop and then step. We will see the step. So at first see a start and the stop. So where 1 and here 3 is there and here 6 is there. It means I will start at index 3 and I have to go till index 6. Okay, that's all. This is start and this is stop. So I am saying the string to start from index 3 go up to index 6, but we will discuss later. But okay, so start from 3 go up to 6 and take one step at a time. So let's see how it goes. So start from 3 go up to 6. So start from 3 is 0 1 2 3. So I'm saying the variable means string to start from C go up to 6, one step at a time, from 6 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. But let me first run this, then you will understand. Now if I click on run, we can see that I'm saying variable 1 3 6 1 and we got a value cat. So what does this mean, cat? So if we can see here in education there is something called cat, that we got, that string we got. Now we will see carefully. So cat basically means 3, starting from index 3 up to 6. So catty should be there, but we are getting cat. Why? Okay, now we will see how. Why? So see, I have written something, this comment I have written, last index is not included. So this thing many of the means people get confused. If it is written 3 to 6, then they start from 3 and go up to 6. But in Python, last index is not included. So it is saying that start from 3 but go only up to 5, not 6. Okay, keep this thing in, this is very important. So starting will be here, then it will be included, but the last one will not be included. So that's why I have written. So it is like start from 3 go up to 5 only. So that's why it started from 3 4 and then 5. That's why we got cat. And why 1? This we will see now in next sentence. So suppose I run this, then what we will get? See, we get CT. A is not there. So start and stop is same, 3 6. Here also 3 6. But why only CT is A is not there? This is because of this step. So step means it is saying that start from 3 go up to 5, but after 3 you have to take 2 steps, not 1 step. So after 3 you have to just directly go to 5 and then directly go to 7. That's why 2 is there. Means the step will be 2. Initially step was 1, so from 3 it went to 4. So that is step. Okay, I think now you are clear. So let me recall this. So to get a slicing, you have to just give a start, stop and then step. Start will be whatever index you want to start from. Stop will be whatever index you want to end plus 1, because it will go only up to previous thing. Okay, and then this will be step. Either you want that, suppose slicing is there. So step 1 means it will start from S, then L, means plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. But step 2 means plus 2. So if it is at index 3, the next will be 5, 7, like this. So that's why it is called step. I have written 2 step in forward direction plus 2. Now if you are getting, then can you answer this? It is saying that print var 1 and then 8, 5, minus 1. Okay, so what does this mean? Now see, initially step was in positive number, but now step is in negative number, minus 1. So minus 1 basically saying that one step in reverse direction. So it is saying to cut the string in reverse direction. Okay, so start from 8, go up to 5, means reverse only. Okay, minus 1 means reverse. So it will start from 8, go up to 5. Okay, like this. But what we have told earlier, that the final index is not included, so it will go only up to 6 only. So we should get something like ny. So let's see what we will get. 851 ny. Okay, so it started from 8, went up to 5, and minus 1 means, minus means go in reverse direction, and 1 means take one step. Okay, so it will, where is it? 851 means 85 minus 1 means it start from 8. It should have to go to 5, but we have talked previously the last one is not included, so it will go up to here only. And minus means go in reverse direction. So at first n, then o, then I. That's all. So I think we have seen a lot. So let me give one example. So I'm taking a new. So suppose I will write print var 1, and then suppose I will say you 2, 5, and then what to say, no, 2, 7, and then 3. Now can you say what it will print? 2, 7, 3, basically what it will do. So it is saying that start from index 2, go up to 6, 7 is not included, and take 3 steps at a time. So 2 to 7. So let's see what it will get. 2 to 7. So this is 2. It will start from here, go up to 7, but last will not be included. So it will go up to here only, and 3 steps at a time. So first u will be calculated and then plus 3. So 1, 2, 3. Then t will be calculated, and after if we will do plus 3, then it will be out of index, because we have to go only up to 6. So I think it should print ut. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, ut. So let's see. ut. Yeah. So I think now all of you must be clear. This is start, this is end, minus 1. Last will not be included. So start from 2, index 2, go up to index 6, and take 3 steps at a time. Yeah. And now this is question for you. Try answering this in the comment section. Okay. So now we will discuss list data type. So enough of string data type. Now we will do list data type. So this is very simple in reference to string data type. So list, basically a list is created by placing elements inside square bracket with comma separated. That's all. So if you have to create a list, just give a variable name equal to, and then to create it just give square bracket, and whatever element you want to include just include using comma, means separate using comma. Okay. So 12, 67.8, comma. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements. Now the important thing is you can use any data type. So if you can see that this is integer data type, this is float data type, and this is string. So every data type we have included, and this is boolean, we will see in some time, and this is complex number, complex, and this is integer. Okay, so any data type we can include, and to create string I think it is very easy, just square bracket, insert the element with comma separated, that's all. Okay, yeah. Now suppose, and we can print, we can see the type also. So we can see the first one I printed this list, so it gave the list, and then I printed type of list, so we can see it is type of list, and then we have given this so this we will use len, basically will give the length of the list. Length of the list means, length basically means number of elements in the list is called length of the list. So we can see length of list 1, it gave 6. It means 6 elements are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this will give the len, and then bracket, and then list name. It will give the length of the list, means number of element in the list. Now suppose I change this to, I will add something new, suppose 23. Now if I run this, and again if I run this, now see the length is 7, okay, because I included one more element. So that's very easy, list is very easy. Now we will see how to assess the element of lists. Just we assess the element of string, same is there for list also. So just give the name and then square bracket and then what index you want to get. So suppose now I think we should you should answer this. So if I suppose I executed this, what it will give? What is that index 0? So it should give 12. What is that index -1? And the same thing in string also we use the -1. -1 means start from the reverse direction. This is -1, -2, -3. So -1 should give 23, and this is slicing also. Okay, this is also slicing. But you will say that in slicing there was 3 things. Means 1 is there, 3 is there, then again one colon was there, and something was there. But the thing is that if we will just give 2, means 2 element, means just 2 things, and we will not again give colon and then something, then by default it will considered as 1. Means suppose so if you are aware of this, though, so the last one is called step. After 2 colons, this is called step. So if we will remove this part, just give start and stop, then by default the Python will understand that the step is 1, that I have written here. Default is step equals to 1. So if we do not give also, then it will be same thing. Okay. So 1 3 and then 1 3 colon 1 both are same. So if I give like this, it means step 1, and if we do not give also, then Python will understand that it is talking of default case, which is step 1. Now 1 3, what it should give? This is the slicing. So I think we should see here 1 3 means I am saying to start from index 1, and in indexing start from 0. So index 1 is this one, and go up to 3, 0 1 2 3, but last will not be included, so up to roll only it will be, and one step at a time. So this and then this. So let me run this. Okay, so the first thing is index 0, which is 12, correct. -1 is 23, correct. And then 1 2 3, 0 1 2 3, 3 will not be included, means this one and this one, it is also correct. Okay, so I think we are getting it. Slicing we are getting. Okay, moving to the next. Reassign a value, mutable. Now see, one thing I missed in string part. String is not changeable. We will see after this, we will see again. Okay, so suppose I created a list. Now there are cases that we want to change its value. It is very means it is very what to say, common, means we will change the value. So there suppose I created, and suppose I want to change the value from 12, I would wish to give a new value. So how to do this? Because we will do it means frequently. So to change the element value, any element value, we have to just, it is very simple, just write like this: name of the variable, then square bracket, and what index you want to change the value of. So suppose the 0th index I want to change the value to 100. So I am saying that the 0th index of list 1, assign a new value which is 100. Okay, and then print the list. So initially at 0th location is 12, and this code will assign a value, instead of 12 it will give 100. So let's see what it will do. Just run it. Okay, so we can see 100 is there, 12 is not there, so new value has been assigned. So this is called mutable. Mutable means changeable. So it means we can change the value of list, but we cannot change the value of string. Sorry. If we try to change the value of string, it will give error. So a string is immutable, but list is mutable. Okay, so keep this thing in mind. So similarly we can change the index of anything. List 1, suppose I want to change the index of 4, then also we can do it. 6 also we can do it. Anything we can do it. So this was how to change or reassign a value. Now the next thing, how to add a new value to list. Okay, so suppose I have done all this thing, but suppose I want to add a new element to list after creating this. Okay, after I have created it, and again I want to add new thing to it. So for that I have to use append. append will basically add a new value at last, means at the last element. Okay, so just you have to give like this, name of the variable which is list1, this one, where is it, list1 dot append, and whatever value you want to append. So suppose I want to append 123, so let's see, and yeah, let's see, where is it, yeah, let's run it. Now we can see initially the list was up to 23 only, now it is 123 has been added. So that's it. Now we want to delete also, means sometime we want to delete a value at certain index. So for that we have to just write del and then name of the list which is list1, and then what index we want to delete. So suppose I want to delete 0th index. So initially means now what is the 0th index, 100 is there. Okay, 100 is there. Now after deleting it, so you will say that initially 12 is there, but no, 12 was there, but we changed the value. So now the new list is means index at 0, the value is 100. So del list1 0 will delete the value at 0th index. Let's see. Yeah, now see the list has been started from 67.8, 100 is no more here. So this was about delete. Okay, so now we will see so list, that's all about list. Now we will see another data type which is tuple, okay. So we are getting everything. Okay, so the tuple is basically, let's see what is tuple is. So tuple is created by placing elements inside square bracket, sorry, this is not square bracket, round bracket. A tuple is created by placing elements inside round bracket with comma separated. So see, you have to remember all these things. For list we have to we were using square bracket, but for tuple we have to use round bracket with comma separated. It is same as list but immutable, unchangeable. Now see, list bus changeable, we can change the value of the list, but tuple is immutable, unchangeable. Now see, to create a list I've just given this round bracket, and then any value we can give, all things are same, any data type just like list, but we cannot change the value of it. Is it possible? So let's see. So let me first run this. Okay, so we got T1 which is this list, which is this tuple, and then type of T1, as you can say this is tuple. Now can I change the value of, as I am saying that it is immutable, is it? So suppose I write T1, just like in list we change the value, I am trying to change the value at index 0. So T1 0 equals to 564. So suppose I want to change from, instead of 23 I want, okay, I want 564, I want to change this. Now if I run it, okay, so it is saying tuple object does not support item assignment. Yeah, so we cannot change with the value of tuple. Keep this thing in mind. See, all these questions can be asked in interview as well. So tuple is immutable, we cannot change the value of tuple. Okay, okay, so this was means tuple is not that much used as like list. So that's all about tuple. So let's move to the another data type which is boolean. Now this is very simple. By reading this you will understand. It consists of true and false. So if you assign a value true to some variable, it is of type boolean, true or false. And we have printed the type. Let me run it. Yeah, it is of type bool. Bool basically means boolean. Okay, both are of type bool. So it consists of just true and false. Okay, if you assign true and false, it means of type boolean. That's all. Moving to the next data type, which is set data type. So set is basically, it is unordered and it has no duplicate element, created using curly braces. Okay, so this is new bracket. Initially for the list it was square bracket, for tuple it was round bracket, and for set it is curly braces. And it is unordered. What is unordered? We will see. And it has no duplicate element. Okay, we will see. Okay, so I've created a set using curly braces and I've given some values, and now I will print this set as well as type. But there is one interesting thing will happen. Let me run it. Okay, Now suppose I will see it. So at first it displayed the set, but the thing is, in list also we have seen that the order was same. Suppose let me go through it. Yeah, so for tuple also we see 23 is here, so it printed 23 as it is, apple apple, 44 44, like this. That is in the same order. Similarly for list also, if we can see, if we printed list, we see the order is same, 12 12 67, as it is in original, it is printed same. But if we see in set, we see there is no order in so the first element was 10, but here it is true. 76, then 10, then 10, then 76, then orange, and here also orange, and here it has 3 times 10, it is there is only 1 times 10. What does this mean? Is it an error? No. So see, these are the two things. It is unordered, there is no particular order. Okay, so when you will print it, or when you will see output it, it will not be having any order, fixed order. It can be of any order, so that's why it is called unordered, and it has no duplicate element. So initially if I created it having duplicate also, then after printing it has only unique. So see, initially I have given by knowingly I have given 3 values, means 310, but it output it printed only single times. Yeah, so that's why it called, it display only unique element. Now see, it has a lot of benefit. Suppose we will be working slowly, so suppose there are multiple values and I want to get only the unique value, then we can use the set, or we can, suppose there is a list having duplicate elements, then we can convert the list into set, that we will see, and it will be just consisting of unique element. So this is very useful, and we can see the type, which is set. Okay, now another thing. Now here we have I have written that cannot have list, dictionary, set element. But if you can remember, so in tuple I have said that it is of any data type, and similarly for the list I have said that it is of any data type. But in set I have written that cannot have list, dictionary, or set element. So keep this thing in mind. So let me try giving it. Okay, so I have created a set, and I have, by means knowingly I have given a list. If you can remember, this is a list, and now if I try to run it, it will throw an error, unhashable type list. So list should not be there, list element should not be there inside set. Okay, and similarly we cannot have dictionary, we cannot have another set. So suppose for set I have to write like this, and suppose I give some element. Yeah, so I want to include one element as set inside set. Now if I will run, yeah, see, unhashable type set. So we cannot have list or dictionary or set. Dictionary we will see slowly, element, and another element we can have. Suppose I want to give, suppose true, which is boolean, then also there will be no problem. Let me run it. Yeah, see, there is no problem. Okay, so we cannot have list, dictionary, and set. Keep this thing in mind. Another and other data types we can have. We can have, suppose float also. We can run it. There is no problem. Okay, so this was about set, and there is a question for you: how to create empty set. So try writing in the comment section. Okay, moving to the dictionary data type. This is a different type of data. We will be using this also. Okay, we will using this frequently. So see, so dictionary data type, it is created by placing key value pair with comma separated inside curly braces. So this is also created using curly braces, and this is also created using curly braces set. So how to differentiate it? So the differentiation factor is, here it will be a key value pair. So initially what all data type we have seen, it was a single value, comma separated single value, but in this case it is a pair. As you can see, this is a pair, then comma, then again another pair, and that pair should be separated with colon. Okay, we can see the format. One is there, then colon, then some value, again comma. So this is one pair, this is another pair, and this is another pair. Okay, so to create it, you have to, by placing key value pair, there is one, this is called key, this is called value, and this is total a pair, then comma, then another key, a value, and comma, then another. Okay, so it holds key value pair, not a single value like other data types. So that's why it is useful. So in what all data types we have seen that it consists of single value. Okay, let me see. So this is a single value, single value, single value with comma separated, but this is a pair. Now this is very useful. See, now means generally we see something like there is a roll number, and then roll number is associated with different thing. So for roll number 1 there is a particular name. Okay, similarly for roll 2 there is particular name. So this is very useful if we give a key like thing, so that we can use with that key. So if we want a value at key 1 or key 2, okay. Now for key and the value, what all we can give, what all data type we can use. So the value can be of any data type. Okay, so this is, first one is key, and after colon this is value. Now value can be of any data type. Okay, so we can see in this case the value of is of data type string. In this case I have given list, in this case again string. So we can use any data type for value, but for key should be unique and can be number, string, or tuple. Only these three things key can be of. Okay, so as you can see, number is there, and then we can use a string also as key, and then tuple also as a key. So keep this thing in mind. And in number it means integer also, float also, and complex data type also. So so this is integer. Now we can, let's see if it is float, and let's make it complex number, and now try to run this. Okay, there is no error, but instead of this, suppose I want to give the key as what to say, suppose I want to give the key as list. Now it will give error. Yeah, type error, unhashable type list. So keep this thing in mind. Key should be unique. If one is there, there should be no duplication is there. Again I cannot give one here. Okay, and it can be number, string, or tuple only. List cannot be there, or list cannot be there, set cannot be there, like that. Okay, so that was about dictionary data type, and it is very useful. We will see when you will start working on it, it is very useful, because there is a key, there is a pair, so that we can use it frequently. We will give a key like roll number and then associated name. Okay, like that. So this was about creating dictionary. Now how to assess element? Just like in list, we can assess like this. You have to give the name of the dictionary, which is this, and then this should be the key. So suppose I want to get the value of key 2. This is a key 2, and now if I click run, see what is the value of key 2, 67,221. Okay, similarly suppose I want key 1, John. Okay, so this is very simple. Now similarly we have to update dictionary, means change the value. So suppose for key 2 the value is this one. Now suppose for key 2 I want to give the value as name. So suppose consider key as a roll number. So roll number 1 is John, roll number 2 is Bob, roll number 3 should be Peter, like that. So let me give this 3. Okay, now suppose for key 2 I want to change the value to Bob. So instead of this list, I want the value should be Bob. So you have to just do like this, just like we did in list. Now hit enter. Yeah, now see 2 is Bob, but this is 3 plus 7 j, but we have done 3, but for that we have to run this. Yeah, and again run this. Okay, this is 3. So this was how to update dictionary, means change the value. Similarly to delete a pair, means by suppose you want to delete a key as well as its associated value. So you have to just write like this, that is the name of dictionary, dot pop, and then whatever key. So suppose I want to delete this key as well as its value, so we have to just write like this and then print this. So let me run this. Okay, so now see 1 John, 3 Peter, Bob is not there because we have deleted it. Okay, so that was all about data types. So these are all the data types. Please go through this video once or more so that you can get habitual. Okay, so that was about data type. Now we will see the type conversion. Okay, so type conversion basically means convert from one data type to another. So see, generally when we will be start working, then it's not that we have declared something in one data type, then it will be all. We want to convert this into another, so that we can get some more facility, because every data type has different facility. So we want the conversion. So let's see how to convert it. So this is very simple in Python. Okay, so we can see we have declared this three variable. So the first one, if you could remember, is of type integer, this is of type float, this is of type string, third one is type string. Now suppose I want to convert c1, this one integer, to float. How to do this? So this is very simple. Just include float before that, and then bracket, and then whatever variable you want to change. So I want to change the c1 to float data type, so just write like this. Float means to which variable you want to change, then bracket and the name of variable c1. Okay, and it will convert it to float. Similarly, c3, where is c3? Yeah, c3 is string, and suppose I want to convert this into integer, so just you have to write int and then bracket and then c3. Similarly, c3 to list, so c3 is string, and suppose I want to convert this into list, so list and then bracket and then c3. Let me run it. Okay, so you can see the first one is I printed is float c1, means c1 has been converted to float. So for integer it was 12, and after conversion to float it became 12.0. yeah, so we can see the beauty. So for float we know that it should be decimal, so it just included decimal part. Similarly, int c3 means we have converted c3 to int, it is of type string, and we converted this into int, then we got 1765 as integer, and we can see the type also. We have seen the type of c3, which is int. Similarly, c3 to list we have done with the help of this thing, c3 to list, and we can see it has been converted to list. Okay, this was like this, means it was a string, and after conversion to list it become like this, comma separated within square bracket. Okay, so we can convert anything from any other thing, just include that, means that data type in which you want to convert to that thing, and whatever variable you want to convert, that's all. Okay, so what to say, so let's do one more thing. So suppose c2 is of type float, and I want to convert this into int. So how to do this? So print, I want to convert this into int, so just write int, and then what we have to convert, which variable, c2, then just write c2, and now if I hit run, we can get 56. So 56.8 was float, but for integer we don't want this decimal part, so it excluded, and this is of type int. We can confirm that also. Let me write another thing, print type of int c2. Now after conversion we are checking the type, just click run, we can see the type is int. Okay, or instead of like this we can do like this also. After conversion, suppose I will store it in another variable x, so int c2. So int c2 will basically convert this c2 to integer, and after converting it will store in the new variable x. Now if I will check the type of x, it should be int. Both are same thing. Yeah, we can see the type is int. So that's all about type conversion. Moving to the next, which is input output. This is very useful when we will be into competitive programming, or as usual also we will be getting something input output. So we want so initially we were doing everything by providing data ourselves, but we want data from user also, because see, whatever we see, whether we are working on a website, we see whether we are filling a form, then we take input from user. So how to take input from user? So this is very simple in Python, very simple. So to take input from user, just you have to use this input and then this bracket. input and then this bracket, this means this bracket which is so x equals to input and then this and then the bracket, okay, round bracket, okay, and this will take the input for us, and after taking the input it will store in the variable x, that's all. Now suppose once I hit enter, now how it will take input we will see. The moment I hit enter, we see there is a box which is asking us for giving input. So let's say I give an input, anything you can give, what to say, so I'm saying how are you, any input you can give, okay, hit enter. Now that input whatever we have taken is stored in variable x, okay. Now I will be checking the type of x to see what type of input we are getting. So this is of type string. So keep one thing in mind, Python always take the input in the form of string data type, okay. Now why it is using string data type? Because we have seen the benefit of string data type. If we can go here, if you could remember, so string data type will usually take anything, means any character, whether it is symbol or alphabet or number, anything we can take. So that is the beauty of Python. So this is giving us more freedom. So any input you can give. This is not restricted to integer only, float only. So that's why it is using string. Where it is? So that's why it is using string. And we have written also, we can take any character as input since it is of type string. So this is all. So we can this is giving us a freedom. So any character we can, even we can take input as any symbol also we can take the input, and if we want we can do conversion also. So this is very simple. Now this was about input. So just you have to write like this, int input and then this bracket, round bracket, and it will take input, whether it is a number or symbol or anything, comma, space, anything it will be take, because this is of type string. Now we will see how to do output. So for output we were using from very beginning, but I told you we will discuss in detail. So for output we use print. Print will basically display or print anything in the output window. So let's say x equals to 45, print x. Now see the difference. We have seen from very beginning, if we just print x, then it will give the value of x. Let me run this. So after just printing x, this is giving value of x, but printing within quote x, it is giving just x. So if you give something inside quotes, so it means it is a string. So this will consider x as a string. But if we will be giving without quotes, then it will give the value of that variable. So keep these two things in mind. So if you want to just output string anything, what are you doing? Something writing like this. Where are you? So if you want to use print as it is in simple word, then you have to use string, this one, bracket within quotes. But if you want to get the value of some variable, you have to write just without quotes, okay. Similarly we can change the variable in, okay, and then we will print, we can get the value, and we can print multiple output using comma. So this is the example. So suppose there is two variable I have declared, one is mango, another one is apple, and we can print multiple value also, multiple output also after giving a comma. So we can print means a single time, means in a single line, mango, and then I have given one string and then again comma and then apple. Now if I hit run, you can see we got the value of mango, then price also, and then value of apple also. So we can output multiple values using comma, okay. Now another thing, now we can see if I run this, what it will be give. So we can see if I print hello and then again print world, then we can see it is changing the line. After printing one sentence, it has changed the line, and the print, another print is in another line. Now what if I want that, okay, after printing hello, I do not want to change the line, I want to print world also in the same line. Okay, so you will say that why not just write hello world in a single print? No, suppose I want to use two print, but I don't want to change the line. So for that there is a simple technique. For that you have to just give comma, and then you have to give and equals to like this. Now if I run, yeah, we can see these are printing in the same line, it is not changing the line. So end means by default end in Python is like this, it means change the line. So by default is Python is saying the end as end means change the line. Initially if I suppose if I run like this, then see what happens. See, line is changing. So if I say end equals to this symbol, which is change the line, so by default Python has end is end like this, but if I give the end as this one, so it is saying that do not change the line, as simple as that. Okay, so if you do not want to change the line which you will be using frequently, so for that just use this keyword end equals to just this bracket without anything inside it, so it will not change the line. That's all. So that's all about the print statement. Okay, moving to Python operators. Okay, so this is very simple, these are very simple. So Python operators are used to perform different operations. Okay, so we will see all the operation one by one. So the first one is arithmetic operation. So see, this is language, so we will be doing a lot of work, means addition, subtraction, multiplication, everything. Okay, so for that it is called arithmetic operation, and this is very simple, I don't think we need enough attention. So arithmetic operation is plus, minus, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay, so these things are, I think, directly easy for you. Plus, minus, and this one is for multiplication, and this one is for division. Now this is a new. If I give percentage symbol, it means remainder. Okay, and this double into means power, and this we will see slowly. So let me first run this. Okay, so the first one is simple, 41 plus 2, it is doing addition. This is doing subtraction, 41 minus 2. This is multiplication, 41 into 2, 82. And then this is division, 41 by 2, 20.5. This, that's all. All these are okay. Now if the third one is x percentage, it is called modulus, x modulus y. So it will give remainder. Now see, 41 if I divide it by 2, then what is the remainder? 1. So it is printing the remainder. And this is power, x to the power y. So this is just like 41 to the power 2, means 41 into 41, like this. This is for power. Double into means double star, it is for power. 41 into 41, 41 to the power 2. So this is 1681. And this one is new. This is called integral division. So integral division basically means 40. If we use this symbol at means for one time, it means division, which will give 20.5. But if we use the symbol for double, it is called integral division, which is also called floor division. Now we will see integral division in detail here. So integral division basically output only integers. Okay, so let's see what does this mean. Okay, so let's say I have used two example, x equals to 20, y equals to 2. Now suppose I printed both things, x by y and x by y. So this is normal division and this is integral division. Similarly I have taken 33 2 and again done the same thing, and minus 5 2 and again another same thing. Let me run this. Okay, now we can see the first one is x by y is 10.0, and means normal division is 10, basically means 10.0, and then integral division is just 10, and in this case 33 by 2 it is 16.5, but integral division is just 16, and this division is minus 2.5 and this integral is just minus 3. So are you seeing something? Integral division always output integers. we can see 10, 16 minus 3. Now what does this mean? So if I do the normal division 10 which is basically integer sorry then integral division will also output 10, but instead of 16.5 how did it output 16? So see, for integral division we have to see one thing. Integral division basically output the closest integer less than equal to the value. This is the rule. So integral division output the closest integer less than equals to the value. So if the value is 10, what is the closest integer which is either less than or equal to? So 10 itself. If it is 16.5, so which integer is less than or equal to 16.5? So the only integer which is less than is 16, means closest one is 16. Okay, so it will output 16. Similarly for minus 2.5, which integer means closest integer which is less than or equal to minus 2.5? So it is minus 3, because less than minus 2.5 is minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 all, but the closest one is minus 3. Okay, so the shortcut is, for integral division what we have to think like this, that if the value whatever we get after division is positive, so see, if normal division is giving integer, then integral division will also give integer. That is straightforward. So this is also giving 10, this is also giving 10. Now the problem is, if the normal division is not giving directly integer, so which integer will it give? So for that we have to take keep two things in mind. If the normal division is giving a number which is positive, so the integral division will be just remove the decimal part, that will be integral division. So if it is 16.5, just remove the decimal part, integral will be 16. And the third case, if the normal division is giving any number which is negative, then remove the decimal part and then do minus 1 also. So remove decimal part, so it will become minus 2 and then minus 1, minus 3. So that's all about integral division. So for integral division, simple rule is you have to output closest integer which is less than equals to value. So for integral division, just do normal division and then see whatever value you are getting, and then you can use this formula. Okay, so that's all. Now we will see assignment operator. So assignment operator no need to discuss. We were using from very beginning. X equals to 5 means to assign a value. Okay. Similarly, x equals to x plus 5. Now can you say what it will be? What it will give? So it is saying that assign a value x plus 5 to x. So it will say like this: x equals to x plus 5. X is 5. Then 5 plus 5 10, and assign a new value 10. So x should be 10. Yeah, so x is 10. So this is assignment operator. Okay, so the next one we will see is if else in Python. Now we will be seeing if else in Python. Now see, we will be using this frequently, so please pay attention to it. Before this we were seeing the data types and all those things, but now there is some real coding. So if else is basically, let us first see the syntax of if else. So this is the syntax. So at first I have declared a variable y equals to 10, and then I have written something called if, and then something, and then this colon, and then after that I have given some space. Okay, initially we can see, then we can see that all these commands are without any space, which is called indentation. But here after if I have written this code after giving some space, and in else also it is called space. Now what does this mean? Now see, in another language, if you are into C or C++, so this is called a block. This is one block which is called if block. This is called another block which is else block. Now how we can know that which program is inside which block? So in C or C++ they use this bracket which indicates starting and ending like this. It means the code started from here and ended here. but Python does another thing. It is using indentation. Okay, now see the beauty of indentation, it makes our code very beautiful. Now after seeing this code, we can see everything is in single line, so we can get a feeling that this is one block and this is another block. Now for indentation you do not have to worry much. So let's see first the if syntax of if. So if else basically work like this. You have to just write if, okay, and then some expression or some condition, and then colon, this colon, okay, and the moment you will hit enter, we can see the cursor start or this blinking after giving an indentation. So it will give indentation itself. Okay, so no need to worry. Any compiler you will be using, it will give indentation for you. But if it is not giving indentation, suppose if the line start from here, try giving 4 space bar, okay, and it is same, 4 space bar and indentation is same. Okay, we can see here 1 2 3 4, 4 space bar is 1 indentation. Okay, now this is if block. Now what if block does? Now see, now listen carefully. Now see, if basically in English whatever if meaning is the same is here. It is saying that if there is some condition, and if this condition is true, if whatever condition I am saying it is true, then run this block or enter this block. Or but if this condition is false, do not run do not enter this block, instead go to else block. Okay, so this is the condition. If whatever condition I am giving it is true, then enter here. If it is false, do not run it, directly go to else. This is if else. Okay, now see. Okay, so now see what is this condition. It is saying that y is greater than 20. Now is it true? Y is 10 and I am asking is y greater than 20, which means false. So the if it is false, then Python will directly move to else. It will not execute this print. Now let me run this. Yeah, let me run this. We can see else executed successfully and then world. So these two statement executed, but these two does not executed. Okay, so this is the power of if else. Initially whatever we have seen, we see everything was executed line by line, but in this case some statement could not execute because I given a condition. So this is if else. It is very easy. Okay, just remember the syntax. So whatever condition I given, if this is false, do not enter here this block, directly go to else block. So skip this, directly go here. But what if this condition is true? So let me make this condition true. Y is greater than 5. Now it is true because y is 10 and I am asking is y greater than 5? So it is true. Now if I run it, yeah, now we can see these two statements executed. If executed successfully and then hello. So this is power of if else. If this is true, enter here, run one by one all these statements. If it is false, directly go to else. This is if else. Okay, now what if I want more than one if block? Because see, we will be, suppose we have a grading system, 1 to 100 marks are there, and I am saying that if someone is getting more than 90, then give A grade. If it is more than 80, less than 90, give B grade. So we want more if, because single if is not efficient. So for that, this is the code. Okay, now this is the code. Now there is more if. So this is first if, this is else if, but in Python it is written as elif. This is also if, this is also if, this is also if, and at last we have to give single time else. Now how this will run? Okay, so for that we have to look here. I'm saying that first if block whose expression is true is executed, no further moving. If no if block is true, else will definitely execute. So keep this two thing in mind. Start from the very beginning and the first if block whose expression is true will be executed and we will not move further. Okay, and if no if block is true, else will definitely execute. Now see, now the condition is same. I have executed, I have declared a variable and I have given a condition. If this is condition is true, we have to move here. Okay, we have to move here. Now see, this block, I think you must be clear. You have, for the block you have to give this colon and then hit enter. See, by default this blinking started from here. Okay, so compiler will do it for for yourself. But if in some outdated compiler, if after means hitting enter the blinking is here, you have to make indentation, which is very must. So just press spacebar 4 times, 1 2 3 4. So indentation is must in Python. Okay, yeah. So for now remove this. Okay, so the we will start from here. We will go to this if it is false, we will go to this if false, then this, if false, then this, and if this is also false, then finally else will be executed. And if I started from here and in middle only any if is true, then we will run only that line, means that block, and then we will come out of if else totally. Now let me run this. Okay, so line 4 printed. How? So see, we started from here. If x is greater than 200, is it true? X is 100 and x is greater than 200, is it true? False. So we will not go here, we will directly move to this else if. Now again we will check the condition. X is greater than 300, is it true? No. So we will not enter here, we will not go to this print, we will directly move to next else if. Again we will check the condition. X is greater than 400, is it true? No, this is false. We will move to next else if. Now we will check the condition. X is greater than 50, is it true? X is 100, so 100 greater than 50, it is true. If it is true, we will go here, we will enter this block and we will execute this. So print line 4. And if we have suppose more line, then all this line inside this block will be executed. Now hit enter. Now see, hello also printed. So once we enter this block, so whatever statement is here, whatever line is here, all will be executed line by line, because this is a total block. Okay, now once this is true, we do not have to move further, we will directly come out of else if totally, we will not go here. Okay, so only one block will be executed in total. Just keep one thing in mind, only one block. If any if is true, then that block, and if no if is true, then else block. So at last any one block will be executed, that's all. So once it is true, we will run all this thing and we will come out. And if there is suppose at last any another thing, print end. Now if I hit run, we can see end has been printed. So after if this is true, we will skip all if else totally and directly move to next print. So this was print end. Okay, now moving to the next thing is, which is comparison operator. So comparison operator basically compare two values. So I think this is very simple. So let's say to compare something, x equal to y means we will check if it is equal or not. Single equal to means assignment, just like this, but double equal to means checking if it is equal or not. Not equal to, if we are trying to check not equal to, we have to use this symbol, not equal to, this exclamation mark, then equal to. Greater than, I think we all know. Less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. All these things are very easy. Now we are checking equal to means we have written this inside if. So we are checking if x equal to y means, is it equal to y, means equal to means we are checking equality. So is x and y equal, 7 and 9? No. So this is false. If this is false, we will not execute this one, we will move to else block. And let me run it. We can see not equal. Okay, so that was about that. Moving to the logical operator. So logical operator basically combine two statement. Okay, so initially we had one statement, but now we will be using two statement. Okay, so for that we have two things, and or. And or. So and what does this mean? And means inside if we are using two statement, and finally we will check if this is true. So if it is and, so and is true only if both are true. Okay, if I am using and this means I think if both will be true, then total will be true, and if total will be true, this will be printed, else this will be printed. So let me run this. Okay, so we are saying both are true. So how both are true means if block is executed. If block is executed means this total is true, and this total is only true, as you can see. Yeah, and return true if both are true, and or return true if any one is true. So and return true if this is also true and this is also true. So x is less than 50, it is true. Y is less than 40, it is also true. So if both are true, total will be true. If total will be true, means if is true, then this will be executed. And in case of or, total will be true if or is there, means if any one is true, total will be true, and if total will be true, it will be printed. Let me run it, and we can see if block is executed. It means if this is true or this is true, then also total is true. So x is less than 50, this is not true, but y is less than 40 is true. So this was if else. Now we will see membership operator. This is very simple, means by seeing only we will check. So used to check if a sequence is present in an object. So membership is very simple. We are checking if 5 in L, means simply it is saying if 5 in L, means if is 5 is present in this L, which is basically a list. If it is true, if it is present, then print this. If it is not present, then print this. Now let me run this, and we can see 5 is present in list because 5 is here. So in basically check whether this is present or this is a member of, this is not. So if 5 in L, means it is asking if 5 is in this list or not, which is basically L. So it is there, so it is printed this, that's all. Similarly in string also we can check the membership. I am saying if R is there in S or not. So S is this total, R is there or not? Yes, R is here. Okay, so the same we have to write. Let me run it, and it says present because R is there. So that's all. Now moving to the for loop, and then we will check while loop. Okay. So the for loop is very popular. Loop basically means if we do the same thing again and again, which is called loop. Same code will run again and again till condition is true, and once the condition is false, it will stop running. Okay, so let's see the loop. So for loop, the syntax of for loop is very simple. We have to just write like this: for and then something and then colon, just like in if, and then indentation, and then you can write anything here. Okay, any line of code here. That's all about for loop. For and then some condition, and then this colon, and hit enter, and then write the code. So for loop is basically is called iterator. It iterates over something. So just suppose I have created a list, and it will iterate, means it will start from here to here, it will go through it, which is called loop, means iteration it will do. Now see, I'm saying that for val in L. Now what does this mean? So I'm saying that val should go through the L. When suppose it is saying like this, there is a variable called val and it should go through the list. Means at first val should go as 23, then 67. Let me first run this, then you will understand. If I run this, we can see a lot of value has been created, but if we look carefully, then this value is this list element only 23, 67, 12, 90, 11, 234 and 937. So what does this mean? As I told, it is iteration. So val is basically a variable which is going through the list one by one. So at first the value of val is 23, it is going from here, first 23, then 67, then 12, like this, and after printing val we got this list. So it is just iteration. Okay. Similarly, for x in range, now see here I have given val, so any value name you can give. Similarly, I have given here x. So in this case iteration was in the list, but suppose I want the iteration in some number, some range. So for that we use this range 1 to 10. So I am saying x to iterate from range 1 to 10. So go to 1 means value of x will be 1, then 2, like this. So suppose like this 1 to 10. Now if you could remember in the list, the last index is not included. The same thing is applied here. The last index is not included. So if I say 1 to 10, so it will only go from 1 to 9 only. Okay. What will go? X will go. Variable x will go from 1 to 9. So suppose x is here. So at first x will go to here. Means value of x will be 1. Then next will be x will be 2. Then 3. Then 4. Like this. Okay. Now I am printing the value of x. Now if I hit run, we can see x is printed. So x is printed from 1 to 9. It means x was initially 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. It is called iteration. So this is for loop. It is going one by one. Okay. So x is going from 1 to 10, but 10 will not be included. X is going means value of x is changing. Initially it was 1, then 2, like this. It is called iteration. Okay. Similarly, for I in range 10, this is same thing. If I run here, but the difference is, in this case it was starting from 1, but in this case it's starting from 0. So if I was giving 1 comma 10, so it started from 1, but if I just give 10, then by default it start from 0. Okay, sorry, 0. Okay. So in many cases you will see for I in the range just 10 is given. So just last index is given. Initial is not given, then Python understand the initial is 0, like this. Okay, both are same thing. If I run this, we can get the same thing. So this is the same thing. Okay, now we can see this thing. So just like we did the iteration in the list, means val, which is basically a variable, iterated from here to here, we can similarly iterate in string also. For ch in str val, which is basically this string, ch is just a variable name, any name you can give. So it is going through this string one by one, and I am printing the character. So let me see. Okay, so it is going from one by one, from m, initially the ch value was m, then a, then n, like this. So this is same as iteration in list. So this was about for loop. Now see, this is a task for you. Try running this and see if what you get, and try writing in the comment section. So this was all about the for loop. Now see the while loop. Okay. So same thing is for loop and while loop is same thing, but there is a little difference. In for loop the syntax was different. In while loop this is different. So basically for while loop we have to write while and then some condition and then colon, just like if else. Okay, and then we have to write the code. Now see, once I run this, we can see we get something like this. Now how it runs? For for loop we have seen it iterated, but for while loop the thing is different. For while loop it start running in this way. At first it will execute this one, x equals to 1. This is very simple. Now for while loop at first it check the condition, just like if else, and if this condition is true it will go inside and run it. But again, since it is a loop, it will at first check the condition. If it is true it will run this too, and again it will go and check the condition. That's why it is called loop. If again it is true, again it will run this two things, again it will go and check the condition, and again if it is true. So it will keep on running till this condition is true. Once this condition will become false, it will come out of this while loop. This total block will complete execution, and then it will move to next line. So that's why see how it works. So initially x was 1, so it went here, it checked the condition 1 is less than 5, is it true, which is true, so it moved inside and it printed x. So initially x was 1. Okay. So let's say x was initially 1. Now it checked the condition and it came inside and printed x, which is basically 1. So 1 we got. Now what I did, I increased the value of x by 1. So now x become 2. Now x become 2. So now x has become 2. So again it will go here. It will not go to here. It will go only to while loop. So now x is 2. Now it will go again here and it will check the condition. Is 2 less than 5? It is true. So again it will enter this block and it will print 2. Now again it will move, it will execute this command. Now the value will become 3. Now suppose value has become 3. So again it will go here, it will check the condition. Is 3 less than 5? So it is true. So again it will go here, print the value of x, which is basically now 3. So 3 has been printed. Again it will go here, and after running this, the value become 4, because x equals to x plus 1. So it will become 4. So again it will go here, it will check the condition. 4 is less than 5, it is true. So again it will go here, print 4. Okay. Now it will go here and it will increase the value of x by 1, and now x will become 5. Suppose now x will become 5. Now it will again go here and it will check the condition. 5 is less than 5, which is false. Once it is false, it will stop running and the next command will be executed. So this is called loop, because it is keep on running between this code only. Check the condition, run these two commands, again go here, check the condition. This is why it is called loop. So this is about while loop. Okay, now moving to break. Break is basically terminate the loop. If you want to stop the loop, then we will use break. Okay, so same thing is there. There is a while loop, but I have written a if block inside while loop. Now see, first run this. Yeah, so we got something like this. Now see what it happened. Initially it started from here, x equals to 1. It go here, check the condition, 1 is less than 10, it's true. Then it will enter and it will execute if. It is saying that if x is greater than 4, then break. So is x is greater than 4? No, because x is 1. So x is greater than 4 is false. It is not true. It means it will not go inside if block, it will move here and it will print x, which is basically 1 now. Okay, now it will increase the value of x by 2. Now x will become 2. Okay, so let me create a comment. Now x has become 2. Now it will go and check the condition. 2 is less than true, 10, which is true. So again it will go inside the while loop. Again if will be executed. If x is greater than 4, so x is true, which means it is not greater than 4. So it will not go inside and break will not be executed. Instead it will go here and it will print x, which is 2. So it has printed 2. Now x has become 3. Now x has become 3. Now again it will go here, it will check the condition. 3 is less than 10, which is true. So again it will go inside while loop. Now x is 3. It will check if x is greater than 4, which is false. So again if break will not be executed, directly it will come out of if and it will print 3. So 3 will be printed. Now x has become 4. Now again it will go and check the condition, which is true. Again if block, 4 is greater than 4, it is also false. Okay, it is false. Again break will not be executed and it will print 4. But now x will be 5. Now again it will go here, 5 is less than 10, which is true. But now if will be true. If 5 is greater than 4, it is true. Now once this is true, it will do break. It will execute break. And once break has been executed, no more while loop will be executed. It will come out of this whole loop. So once break is executed, it will come out of the loop. And once it come out of this loop, now this print will be executed. That's why while loop over. So that's all about break in Python. Coming to the last topic, which is function. Okay, coming to the last topic, which is function. So function is basically a block of code which run whenever it is called. So this is very simple. So see, many times we write a code and we want to run the same code again and again. So for that we use function. So to declare function, it is very simple. You have to just write def and the name of the function and then this bracket, round bracket, then colon, just like in if else or while loop, and then hit enter, give the indentation, and then whatever you want to write. This is all about function, how to create the function. Now to call the function, now see one more thing, following name convention as variable. So the name of the function convention you have to follow, just we have seen in the initial of the video, same convention you have to follow for naming it. Now to call the function means that call means you want to run this again. So to call a function you have to just write the name of the function and then this bracket, it will call it. So let me first run this and then run this, which will basically call it. So calling means this will be executed, and once this is executed, this will be executed and this. So we got the output. Function called, this is a function. Okay. Now we can call again and again any number of times. So suppose again I have written fun, again I called it. So see, the same thing will be done. So that's why it is making the work easy. So we write a code for a single time, and whenever we need, we will call it just by writing the name of the function. Okay. Now see similarly we can use a for loop. So that if you want to run function at a time without writing again and again, just we can use for loop, and if we run, we can see. Okay, sorry, function name is fun, not add. Okay, yeah, we can see if you we have seen for loop now, means it will be executed for 5 times. It will be iterated for 5 times. It means fun will be called 5 times. So we can see 1 2 3 4 5 5 times this 2 line has been printed. Okay, and now we can see some useful cases of function. So after for using function, we will be using just a print. We will do some useful task. So we have created a function which will do the sum of the square of 2 numbers. Okay. Now see, this is beneficial part. So whenever we have to calculate the sum of the square of 2 number, we will just call this function and work will be done. So for that, initially in this function we can see that inside this bracket no number was there, but in this case inside this function name x and y is given. Why? Because see, this is called passing some value to the function. So this is more freedom we are getting, we can pass some value. Now see, suppose let me okay, so in this case, so to call function we have used sqsum, like this name of the function, and then 2 value we have passed 2, 4. Okay, so if we have passed some value, we need that value to store in some variable. So for that we have named x, y. Now x and y has been assigned a value. 2 will be assigned to x and 4 will be assigned to y, and then we have written some code which will basically power x, means the square of x, plus which will do the square of y, and which will be add it and which will return the total value. Okay, now this total returned value will be stored in another variable, and then we can print the value. Now see, what does that mean? Let me run this. Okay, and let me run this also. Now we can see we got the value 2 square plus 4 square, which is 20. Okay, so in this way we can write some useful task inside a function. We can call a function any number of time, we can pass a value. Similarly we can use some another value 6, 4, and then we can run, we can get the square of the 2 number. So in this way we can use function to reduce our to save our time. We can write some useful code inside a function, and if we have to do the same thing, suppose we have to find the square of the 2 number, then we will just call this function and it will do the task for you. Again we do not have to write the same code. So that's all from my side. So thank you for watching guys, and it takes lots of hard work to create such type of content. So please share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and keep practicing. And if you have any doubt, you can watch a playlist I have made for separately for Python, in which we will get the detail of all the videos in detail, in depth. And if you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. Thank you guys.